Hey, Vsauce!
Emmy here. We've all played the Max Payne games, right? The rugged New York DEA agent in his leather jacket with an affinity to pull stupid faces. If your answer to that is no, if your answer is yes, you've probably grown fond of the bullet time mechanic, watching the gunfire whiz past you in slow motion, or the cool novels that will offer an insight to the world Max finds himself in.
Mythic wolves, let loose to devour the sun and the moon. Lupino is the wolf. I'm Mr. Beast.
We can hopefully agree that the Max Payne games are a must-play, as they really immerse you into the role of Max.
Well, wasn't this nice? The perfect end to a perfect trip. If someone had told me 6 months ago this was where my life was headed, I'd have ordered a double of whatever they were drinking, drunk it, then blown my head off.
I mean, everyone remembers the opening of the first game, hearing your wife cry out for help as she and your baby daughter get gunned down by violent junkies.
Mama.
We can also hopefully agree that these games are sort of buggy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love those games to bits, I'll bring them up every chance I can. But getting the first two games to work on modern systems can be a real pain. I think the weird jankiness adds to the charm of those games. I mean, the first two games are both over 20 years old at this point, it being a little over 22 years ago since the second game had released and almost 25 since the first one came out.
Hey, Family Guy!
I hear you ask, what about the third game? That one is sort of new and not so buggy. And that would be a fair statement to make, but it'd also be a huge self-report, since if you made that assumption, I for a fact would know that you never played the most broken game mode out there.
Man, just be cool, okay? Be cool.
Don't tell me to be cool. You Max Payne?
Who?
Very fucking funny.
Whatever.
You're Max Payne. I thought he was fucking Max Payne.
Confusing, huh?
You followed Max a few years later from where we had left him off, slouched over a bar, popping painkillers and halving the crime rate in New Jersey overnight. Then he gets almost killed. But then he accepts the job offer of a guy who he met not 5 minutes ago and flees to Brazil to offer protection to a rich family. Which goes as well as you expect if you've ever played any Max Payne game before.
God damn it.
Of course he was dead. Clean, one shot, a professional job.
Yeah, anyway, stuff happens, like Max goes bald.
Yeah, you had hair back then and better clothes.
I don't know, man, it's all I got. And then he killed the big bad guy, breaks some femurs, smokes a cheeky smoke, walks off into the sunset, credits, and that's it.
Yeah, people, me dey watch Scooby-Doo, the movie, Scoob. Yeah, people, on Scooby-Doo.
Now, this game, unlike the previous two, was developed by Rockstar Games, not Remedy Entertainment, the ones behind the first two games. Sam Lake, face of Max in the first game, did not write this one, if it wasn't obvious already.
Try to stay calm, alright? I know this is fucked up.
I'm pretty calm. I'm also pregnant.
You gotta be shitting me.
So you might think, what isn't there in the dialogue
Wanna know what my problem is? You're turning humans into glue!
might be there in the quality, the gameplay, seeing as one of the video game giants such as Rockstar was behind the development. And you'd be correct to assume that. Max Payne 3 to this day is one of the best, if not the best, third-person shooter. The guns feel punchy, the hits feel brutal, and the movement is heavy. You really feel like you're playing a fat, out-of-shape, middle-aged man. Not to forget the great physics the game has to offer.
Hey, what was that?
What was what?
I heard something.
Kind of
Up there!
Up where?
Up there!
What you bitching?
Utilizing the same Euphoria engine as Red Dead 1 and GTA 4, albeit a bit more dramatic in some instances. So that being said, this game is still a buggy mess. If you want any proof of that, just do me a solid and play through the New York Minute hardcore mode. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the New York Minute mode has been around since the very first game. It's a bit of extra content in the form of a challenge mode, for those who are looking for a reason to replay through some of the chapters of those games again. All you have to do is get from one end of a level to the other, within a certain time limit. It's pretty straightforward and fun. New York Minute Hardcore isn't. Unlike regular New York Minute, its hardcore counterpart is exclusive to Max Payne 3 and requires the player to get from one end of the game to the other. Not chapter, but game. And if you fail to do so, you have to go all the way back to the start. Mind you, this is a 7 to 10 hour long game. Just to put that into perspective, You could start your run just as your 5'11" Slavic wife goes off to work, and by the time she comes back, you might still not be done, even if you have yet to fail your current attempt. But one stray bullet, one Molotov you forgot to shoot out of the air, and it's wraps. You could be at the very end of the game, eat a grenade at the very last boss fight, and you'd be greeted by the black screen of misery and endless despair, seeing your hopes and dreams fade into nothingness. If that won't make you pop pills until you feel completely numb, I don't know what will. So why am I bringing all of this up? Simply put, the New York Minute game mode, a mode as delicate as this, where you really have to prove your knowledge of the game, have to have every spawn, every enemy, every event that could go wrong memorized, is terribly buggy, like run-endingly buggy. If you look up Max Payne 3 New York Minute hardcore glitch on YouTube, you can find countless old videos of people filming their TVs, with a camera I can only assume is the same one my favorite YouTube sensation, Blasphemous HD, used when filming his amazing works of art, such as I Go Ham on DDR, Vlog 1.
Excuse me, could you go around? Excuse me, could you move over some?
World's Worst Titties, Vlog 7. And who could forget, I perform live on stage as sexual chocolate. These videos show off a handful of bugs that are sadly fairly frequent, like being stuck in an endless loading screen, which has happened to me on like 4 different runs now, being unable to move, being soft locked because the level triggers won't load, a classic crash, or as my man Milan Andel will soon vent his frustrations to you, the game might also just freeze on you.
And no, it's not funny, because I am going to kill myself.
If after all that you still feel like playing through that mode just to get the trophy and the bragging rights that come with it, I'll link you a Steam guide that might help you on your mission, but be warned. I have nothing more to say, I just wanted to sound cool.